After the collapse of the W Series, Formula One announced the creation of F1 Academy, an all-female racing series focused on the development for young female drivers and to serve as a transition point from karting to single-seaters for the young women involved in the series. F1 Academy is starting its third season, with last season being the first time I ever watched the series. I greatly enjoyed watching it and sometimes found it more engaging than Formula One, but with it being my first time watching, I was a bit confused about some things going on. So, I decided to create this basic guide for those that are interested in getting into the series or those that may be confused like I was first starting out. Hi, my name is Moon. I like talking about fast cars, and whether you're interested in getting into a new racing series or want to support the development of upcoming female drivers, this is the video for you because this is my basic guide to F1 Academy. Let's start off with what F1 Academy is not, as there have been some arguments on what the purpose of F1 Academy is. F1 Academy is not trying to be a woman-centric replacement for Formula One, nor is it trying to push a female driver straight into Formula One. A female driver isn't going to do a season of F1 Academy and then immediately have the skills to jump into an F1 car. F1 Academy is a few rungs down on the formula development ladder. F1 Academy's main goal is to be a smooth transition point for young female drivers to go from karting to single-seater racing and act as a jumping-off point for female drivers to help them start the climb in the formula racing ladder by giving them experience racing in formula cars. In terms of the technical aspect of what F1 Academy is a single-seater series with the cars used being the same level as Formula 4 cars. It is also a junior series, only allowing female drivers ages 16 to 25, and each driver can only compete in up to 2 seasons before they are no longer allowed to race in F1 Academy. Susie Wolf, the director of F1 Academy, has said that the 2-year rule is so female drivers aren't just stuck driving in F1 Academy, and so they can move on to other series. 18 drivers compete in the series with 6 teams, each having 3 drivers on each team. There are 6 teams competing in F1 Academy: Prema, Rodin Motorsports, Campos Racing, Art Grand Prix, MP Motorsports, and Hi-Tech, which is the newest team to join the grid. Now, on top of the 6 teams that compete in F1 Academy, 10 of the drivers competing in F1 Academy represent one of the 10 Formula One teams as their development/academy driver. Being a part of a team's driver academy really helps when trying to gain and develop skills as a formula driver, and driver academies can act as partial sponsors and help fund race seats for prospective drivers, so it's really amazing to see each F1 team help support a young female driver. The other female drivers not represented by an F1 team are supported by different F1 Academy partners and sponsors such as American Express, Charlotte Tilbury, Puma, Tommy Hilfiger, and Tag Heuer. On top of the 17 confirmed drivers for the season, there are also wildcard entries for the races throughout the season. The wildcard entries are entered under the Hi-Tech team with their own title sponsor and are usually from the host region where the wildcard race is taking place. Let's meet the drivers. French driver Dorian Pan, aka Pocket Rocket, was runner-up in last year's F1 Academy Championship, winning 3 races and 5 podiums. Dorian has been making a name for herself not just in the F1 Academy sphere, but in the FRECA series and in endurance racing, representing the all-female Iron Dames team. This is her second and final year in F1 Academy, continuing to represent Mercedes and drive for Prema. Dorian is hoping to go from runner-up to champion, and with her performance last season, it's safe to say that she is a strong contender. Returning for her second season, Swiss driver Tina Hausmann finished 10th last season. Hausmann has found much success in the Formula Winter and Italian F4 season and is backed by Aston Martin. A wildcard entry from the 2024 season, Dutch driver Nina Gaiman made an impression during her F1 Academy outing last year, securing a P4 and P10 finish in Zandvoort and being the first wildcard entry to score points. That was enough for her to earn a seat for this upcoming season, as she will be representing Alpine and driving for Prema. Welsh driver Ella Lloyd was a wildcard entry last season for the Round 5 race in Singapore. Scoring points on debut, it wasn't much of a surprise when it was announced that Lloyd would be racing in this season of F1 Academy representing McLaren. Emma Fedmeyer is a new addition to the F1 Academy grid. The Austrian driver started karting at 7 years old, and by the time she was 13, she finished runner-up in the 2021 ADAC Ladies Cup. This will be Emma's first time competing in a single-seater series. She'll be racing for Rodin Motorsport and will be representing Kick Sauber. Chloe Chong is a familiar face in F1 Academy, having last competed in the 2023 season. Her time in the 2023 season netted her 6 point-scoring finishes, and her time away from the F1 Academy was spent competing in British F4. She's sponsored by Charlotte Tilbury. American driver Chloe Chambers will be competing in her second and final season of F1 Academy this year. Last year, Chloe represented Haas and won the second race of the Barcelona round last season. This year, she'll be representing Red Bull Ford's Academy program and is hoping to finish on the top step of this season's championship. Alicia Pomolsky, another wildcard entry, this time from Qatar, will be competing in her first season of F1 Academy. Pomolsky was only able to compete in one race, but was impressive, finishing in P5. Pomolsky was runner-up in the GB4 Championship, and this season of F1 Academy she'll be representing Red Bull Racing on the Campos Racing team. Hailing from Brazil and with great success in Brazilian F4, Rafaela Faria will be driving for Campos and representing the RB Formula One team. She's made history as the first woman to win a race in Brazilian F4, and this will be her first season in F1 Academy. American driver Courtney Crone was a wildcard entry for the Miami race last season, finishing 14th and 11th in the 2 races. Before the F1 Academy season, Crone was competing in the Lamborghini Super Trophy North American Championship, and this season she will be representing Haas. This will be Leah Block's second and final season of F1 Academy. An American driver who is the youngest to win the ARA Rally Championship, Leah Block had an impressive performance for someone who has no prior single-seat experience before F1 Academy. She will be representing Williams Racing and is hoping to improve on her highest finish from last season, which was 4th place. Hailing from Brazil, Aurelia Nobles was the only female driver to compete in the 2022 Brazilian F4 while also winning the FIA Girls on Track Rising Star program. Nobles is represented by the Puma brand and is hoping to improve on last year's 12th place finish. Dutch driver Maya Voog finished 3rd last season and is hoping to finish her last season F1 Academy on the top step. Voog won the inaugural FIA Girls on Track program and has scored many points and victories across German F4 and Formula Europe. Maya was the first female driver to be inducted into the Ferrari Driver Academy and continues to represent the Scuderia this season. Danish driver Alba Harup Lawson was the winner of the 2023 FIA Girls on Track Rising Star program and has scored points in India F4. Alba will be represented by the brand Tommy Hilfiger and will drive for MP Motorsports. The youngest driver on the grid, Australian Joanne Seconte, makes her F1 Academy debut. Scoring points in Australian F4 and a part of the FIA Girls on Track Rising Star program, Seconte is represented by F1 Academy and is hoping for success this season. Canadian driver Nicole Haverda is entering her first season of F1 Academy. Haverda has won 3 titles in open wheel racing, the Formula Pro US Winter Series, SFRA FA2, and became the first female Formula Pro USA champion. She is sponsored by American Express. Another first-timer, Ava Anagnostiadis, is hoping for an impressive season. Having just transitioned to single-seaters 2 years ago, Ava finished 10th in Indian F4 and is currently competing in the Formula Winter Series. She is sponsored by Tag Heuer. The wildcard entry for Shanghai, Wei Shi, is the first Chinese driver to compete in F1 Academy. She won the Challenge Cup at the Chinese F4 Championship and has also competed in the Toyota Gaizu Racing GR86 Cup. Many wildcard entries have gone on to compete in the full season of F1 Academy, and if she can put on an impressive performance, we may be seeing more of her next year. On Fridays, there is one practice session that is 40 minutes, and then a 30-minute qualifying session to set the grid for the 2 races. Whoever achieves the fastest lap time gets pole position and is awarded 2 championship points. A driver's fastest lap time sets her position for race 1, and her second fastest lap time sets her position for race 2. New for the 2025 season is that race 1 will have a reverse grid, which means the drivers who qualified 1 through 8 get their positions reversed, with 8th place starting on pole. Race 1 takes place on Saturday, and race 2 takes place on Sunday. Each race is usually 30 minutes long and has the same number of laps. Points are allocated for drivers who finish in P1 through 8 for race 1 and P1 through 10 for race 2. The driver that sets the fastest lap time that finishes in positions 1 through 8 or 1 through 10 get 1 additional point. At the end of the season, the top 5 drivers will be awarded super license points. First will receive 10 points, second will receive 7, third will receive 5, fourth will receive 3, and fifth will receive 1. A super license is a license that all Formula 1 drivers must have to be allowed to race in Formula 1. On top of the other requirements, drivers must accumulate 40 super license points in order to receive this license. Now, on top of receiving super license points, the winner of the F1 Academy Championship will receive a fully funded seat for a certain racing series to help them move up the motorsports ladder. During the inaugural F1 Academy season 2023, champion Martha Garcia received a fully funded seat for FRECA, and last season's champion Abby Pulling received a fully funded GBT3 seat. Each season, F1 Academy collaborates with both the teams and the drivers in championship contention to see what is best in supporting the F1 Academy champion in future endeavors, with the ultimate goal of hoping that the champion progresses further in their motorsports journey. The 2025 F1 Academy season will have 7 rounds. The season will kick off in Shanghai on the weekend of March 23rd at the Shanghai International Circuit and is the first time F1 Academy will race in China. Round 2 will move to Jeddah on April 18th through the 20th, racing the streets of the Jeddah Corniche Circuit. We then move over to the United States for Round 3 to race in Miami the weekend of May 2nd through the 4th at the Miami International Autodrome, and it is one of 3 races taking place in North America. June 13th through the 15th in Montreal will host Round 4 at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. It is the first time that F1 Academy races in Canada and will be the last race before a 2-month break. Afterwards, the season will progress to Zandvoort for Round 5 during the weekend of August 29th through the 31st at the Circuit Zandvoort. Another 1-month break will take place, usually with testing in between, before Round 6 in Singapore on October 3rd through the 5th at the Marina Bay Street Circuit. The season will end on the Las Vegas Strip on November 20th through the 22nd, marking the first time F1 Academy will race in Las Vegas and bring the season to a close. All F1 Academy qualifying and races can be watched on the official F1 Academy YouTube channel for free. That's right, you don't have to pay for any subscription service or TV package to watch F1 Academy. It is available to watch for free all on YouTube, and if you want to get familiar with the series before it officially starts, all races and qualifying from last season are available to watch, which I've linked in the description below. If you'd like to learn more about F1 Academy, I've linked their website down below. On there is a more detailed breakdown of how everything works, and I used it as a basic guide to help me make this video. The series kicks off March 22nd, and I hope to get a recap video out for every race this season, so if you're interested in that, feel free to subscribe or come back to this page. Thanks for watching. Bye!